everybody, Andy Maher here. Welcome to part 2 of the Blueprint season preview, proudly brought to you by our good friends at Hyundai. Joining me, former skipper, champion of the football club, all-round good guy Mark Maclure, and TV writer and producer Sam Pang. You see him doing his finest work on Fox Sports.
That?
So he does a lot of that.
I've changed since
we had to just freshen up a little bit for you. Guys, a bit to discuss today. Great to have you back.
Thanks, Andy.
Due to popular demand too, there was a flood of emails, text messages and actually handwritten letters to the footy club saying, get him back, he is one of us. So you can never go to another club and do their internet, do their club TV.
Why would I ever do that? Why would I ever do that?
Well, because you're a bit hungry for a job.
You
may be poached.
Unlike you, who'll just do anything, I am here for the love of it.
I'll tell you what I would never do, and that is wear a Collingwood jumper in the field of battle. We've already discussed that in episode 1, so we don't need to go back there now.
Exciting, Andy.
What's
Start
that?
of the season.
Yeah, well, it is exciting.
Thanks, sellers.
There's a little bit of housekeeping we need to organise as a club, though, just to sort out, and that is the players who are out of contract with free agency looming. It's the brave new world, and we've signed a couple. Mark Murphy and Andrew Walker have both signed a multi-year deals. Mark Murphy to a 4-year deal. There's still 5 unsigned now. You'd reckon, looking at those, would you not? Jamo, with all due respect to Jamo, who would be of interest to a lot of other clubs. Bryce Gibbs is the big one, isn't he? He's the real worry.
Yeah, he's a big worry. Heath Scotland's not. We wouldn't worry about that name on there too much.
No.
And I wouldn't. And Jared Waite's probably the one that, but he never plays enough. I mean, I think Gibbs has actually really enjoyed his time here. I'd be extremely surprised if he left.
Why? Let's have. I mean, he's a South Australian.
We've had a record of South Australians coming here and staying for a hell of a long time. Bryce has been maligned by a lot of people, but I think his last 2 years have probably been his best. He's got bigger, he's got stronger, he's got more confident in what he's doing, and he's settled down to a position somewhere in the midfield and sometimes helping down back on the players like Pav and those sorts of guys. That was a tremendous effort. And his ability to be able to use the ball is second to none. He's sensational at it. But will he stay? Has he got the drive to go back home? What's there? Have you been to Adelaide?
Well, they're playing at Footy Park now. Everything's changed. Not Footy Park, Adelaide Oval. So let me be...
That's got nothing to do with it.
I'll be devil's advocate.
You know,
he's gone.
Right.
Gone, sellers. Clipsal 500. He loves it.
He needs to be sacked immediately.
I'm with Mark. Why would he go?
Why would he go?
Well, I'll tell you why he'll go, and let me be the serious devil's advocate for a minute. Port Adelaide, if you believe what people tell you, Port Adelaide have lined him up for a couple of years. They believe that he fits into what they're building there perfectly. He's a very proud South Australian boy.
I actually see with that what you're saying.
He loves South Australia. He's a very passionate South Australian. Yeah. He's given great service to the Carlton Footy Club. Whether Carlton can get close to what might be coming his way financially from Port Adelaide, or probably going to be at the end of this year in a position to believe that if they continue to track that way, they might think that, you know what, a Bryce Gibbs is just the player we need to be a real contender in 2015.
That'd be okay, but why wouldn't we take Wingard or Ollie Wines?
Because he's a restricted free agent, so
but
they don't have to give up anything.
But you can do a trade.
Well, that might be
That's
the way around it.
If you want to do something, let's do something.
Patrick Dangerfield.
Well,
he doesn't play for there.
He plays for the other block. But if Bryce Gibbs is of the mind to go home, and as a Carlton supporter, I hope he doesn't, because I agreed. I reckon what he did in the second half of last year was the best football he's played.
Yeah.
I reckon Mick Moldhouse is the right sort of coach for him. I think he'll tap into what Gibbs can do and become a ball hunter and a set-up player like I think Gibbs wants to be. But if Gibbs does decide that he wants to go, it would be great if he was of the mind to go to Port Adelaide and say, OK, I want to make the transition, but I don't want to do it as a free agent. I want you to do a deal with the club. Now, then it's up to Port Adelaide to...
But you've run him at the door already.
Yeah.
No, I'm just being devil's advocate.
I know, and you've done it very well. But I think that probably by Easter you'll know something. I think that if they're still hanging around after Easter... You're in big trouble.
Are you looking at someone in the stalls who are giving you the thumbs up?
You're wearing glasses, remember? I'm not wearing them.
Gee, I've got terrible peripheral... I was going to say the wrong word then, peripheral vision. I've got bad...
I think we'll know by Easter, and hopefully it stays. Oh, well, if it goes any longer, everyone who goes longer is in trouble. You've got a chance to
that's the worry.
That's the problem.
Well, let's hope we keep him. I think we're all on the same page there. We want to keep him at the footy club. Injuries are of some concern. Particularly, I reckon, there's the official injury update. They're looking to bring them back 1, 2 and 3, and hopefully Sam Docherty can get some serious training into him before round 2. But Henderson round 1, Carazzo round 2, Judd round 3. That's the conservative estimates with the second 2.
Is he going to be available round 1 or he's not going to be available round 1, Henderson?
No, available.
Oh, well, that's good because we need a tool.
Yep.
We know that Judd's going to miss, and I think we knew that Carazzo was going to miss too.
Is it a worry for you?
No,
with those two in particular, Carazzo's got a repeated cut, and you were an old man once upon a time when you was trying to make a comeback, and you still play some magnificent football for the Northcote Dragons, but the calf injury, the multiple calf injuries sustained by Andrew Carrazzo has to be some concern for a player over 30.
Yeah.
And Chris Judd also over 30 with an Achilles injury.
Guess what? If you're over 30, they don't bank on them anymore. Let's start looking for some youth, and I think that's what they have to do. So it's a good time to play the youth against Port Adelaide, test them, give them an opportunity. While Judd's there, you don't see another player. While Carrazzo's there, you don't see someone else. And then make them fight to get back in. That's the key for me. I mean, if you banked on Waite, Judd and Carrazzo to play every game this year, you wasted your money.
How long can Juddy keep playing the way he does, Sellers, before you suddenly move him forward for more?
I think he should move back.
Back?
I think he should move to half back. I think he could play that role that Dylan Buckley played the other day, that running through role. Would he be dangerous there? Unbelievable amount of ball. He knows how to find the ball. But you know what? He's a see ball, get ball player. And I don't know if you know what that means. But anyway,
that's how I played. That's how I played Sellers. That's how.
But you know what I mean? That's what he is, and he's the best at it, or has been.
Port Adelaide round 1, I reckon they're going to test this. I don't know whether they're going to play their 3. I don't know where Jay Schultz is at with his fitness, but if they've got Schultz and Westhoff to throw at us, and maybe they throw John Butcher in the mix as well.
You want to hope he gets the ball because he kicks it sideways.
He doesn't kick it well. We're going to play of ours who can do the same thing. Oh, Big Levi kicks it pretty
I reckon Levi's a star compared to him.
Yeah, they're really similar players. They're both superb aerialists and great marks of the footy. They've just got to be able to convert a bit better. That's the big challenge.
Levi actually does kick drop punts. That sets him apart from the other guy.
That's true. Despite the fact that we beat them twice last year, and the last time in round 23 was a fantastic comeback, 5 goals down. It was an outstanding win away from home. They can test us in an area, I reckon, where we're at our most susceptible, and that is tall in defence. And that's going to be the real test for us. And I reckon we'll get a real feel for how we're going to hold up against Port Adelaide early. Yeah,
Westhoff's been a star for them in the last year or so. I mean, the change of coach has really helped. They are very confident. They've got good young kids. Wingard's a star. They've got Ollie Wines, who really is. Their defence is young, you know, but they just keep standing up against the opposition because when it goes up forward, they can score.
They're pretty potent. They've got a midfield that kicks goals.
And they're disciplined. So this will be a real test for Carlton. And whoever wins, it's not the end of the world. It's only one game you've lost, or won or lost, but it'll be a good message to send to the opposition that you've knocked off Port Adelaide, who were a good finalist last year.
Absolutely, and they nearly beat Geelong. But for 3 quarters, they outplayed Geelong.
Yeah, they played very well.
Is round 1 being played over 6 weeks again this year? Is that what's happening? What's happening?
Like that.
It's going to be, I think they say, elongated. Is that a word for it?
Something like that.
Something like that. Best, just a question without notice before we say goodbye. Best and worst case scenarios. Let's put them in the vault now in terms of where we can finish if everything goes right and where we could finish if things don't necessarily go right.
It's a great question, Andy. You're first for the episode. What about Sellers? My concern as a Carlton supporter is why...
He asked you what your decision was. Don't ask me.
Why are we going to be better? Why are we going to be better?
I think that where I've talked about it the last episode, our teamwork has never been at a level that you would call a contender for the grand final. We have 10 or 15% to move up in that area, and you'd be amazed what can happen. The penny hasn't dropped with some of these blokes yet, and I think if they can get that, Mick's been a pretty good coach over a number of years. We made the finals again last year, and when we didn't look like it, and all of a sudden we got a chance to do it again. I think he'll make the finals. I think that and their teamwork is the key. And if you talk to someone, I watch them on telly and I go,
that's Mick on the phone.
That's
now,
Mick just agreeing.
Don't answer that.
Agreeing with everything that you've just said, Mark.
Looks like danger to me. Anyway, but if they actually improve that area, you will not believe the difference in the cohesive movement of the ball, and you can finish anywhere you like.
Yeah, best, I think, will sneak into the top 4. Best.
Yep.
And by definition, the worst we can finish is 18th.
No, we won't. No, doesn't matter how bad we go.
By definition.
Doesn't matter how bad a season we have, we're not finishing 18th.
I reckon we'll finish 6th.
6th? OK. Boys, it's been fun again. We're going to see you again throughout the year?
I wouldn't have thought so, Andy.
I'm looking forward to your driving with Sam Pang and Storm.
That's what I'll be focusing my efforts on, but it's been great to be here.
There's always a chair here for you. Somebody else will probably...
Who's the worst driver?
So far? Well, like we said in the part 1, you did struggle with gears despite the fact being it was an automatic car. That's fine.
Don't qualify things, just give it an answer. Who's the worst driver, seriously?
Ange Christou was not the... I was happy that there was a safety standard that was required for
Can he drive without Cooter in the car?
No, he can't.
Can he do anything without Cooter with him?
No, there was some lights that were technically amber, but Touch and go.
He was never a good driver. He was never a good driver in heavy traffic. That is it for our season preview. We'll be back next month for another instalment of The Blueprint. We'll leave you with our 2014 membership campaign celebrating the 150th year. Sure to make you sign up. Go Blues.